Guys, a quick update for our friends along the southeast coast of the U.S. on the Atlantic side there. We mentioned the storm setting off the area, and possibly coming into either the Georgia or Carolina area. It looks like it's going to come into kind of the central areas of South Carolina. Maximum sustained winds are 45 miles per hour. That's a tropical storm, and it looks like it's going to wrap up. Now, the tropical force winds extend out from this point east and west for quite a distance. So as this thing moves ashore, you can kind of count on this width of the storm coming in with it. Shows a tropical storm coming ashore, gets up into north central South Carolina, moving into central or south central North Carolina, making its way up through Virginia and into West Virginia at that point. But right now, remember, it is still over the warmer waters of the Gulf Stream itself. It's moving northwest at 7 miles per hour. Now, you can see it here on the U.S. satellite images. It's starting to go into nightfall. That's what you're seeing going into infrared there. Moisture's off in the Atlantic, but right here is the system. Guys, even though the center of circulation shows it coming into central South Carolina, to me, it looks like it's moving a little further to the northwest than it is west by northwest. If it keeps up that movement, it may bring it much closer to the North and South Carolina border. Just keep an eye on that. Still got some moisture moving up the Mississippi River and along North Mississippi, parts of Alabama, down along the Florida Panhandle. You've got some moisture building in the Gulf, and you're still getting some on the northwest up here. Then you're going to need it for the fires. And I know that you're really catching down in the South California, guys, and maybe you'll get some moisture there very quick. And as we zoom this in, I think what we talked about earlier today was that this movement on the surface, everything coming out of the north and east and moving to the southwest, along with the movement here of the storm, is causing that rotation. You can see it here starting to bend back somewhat. But it depends on how strong that steers a storm. And some of this area right here looks like it's moving more to the north than it is straight towards South Carolina. Now, switching to day cloud phase, in the light greens and blue, you're looking at your surface winds just above the ocean and above the land. But here you're dealing with much higher clouds. The orange areas are the edge of the clouds, and the yellow sections here are the very top. And you can see by the way the storms are moving, the northeast quadrant is loaded. And what you're seeing here is it's changing to red. Again, it's becoming nightfall there. Again, that dual pattern comes into play here. Surface area low, that's your blues and greens. They're pushing directly kind of a southwest pattern. And if that was the only thing being affected, it would push it right into the area of central South Carolina, like we saw from the National Hurricane Center. It just looks like to me we're getting a little bit more turn to almost due north because of this. We'll see, because it will start to go into kind of a decycle and then recycle as it gets closer to daylight in the morning. But guys, this thing's coming in very quickly. Either way, I'm sure that you're probably noticing, and all of this area has tropical storm warnings up. So that should tell you what you should be aware of. It's been there, and I hope the local news has been watching it. We've seen it setting there. It looked kind of dry, remember the last time we talked about it. But now, again, moisture's building in because of the two fronts colliding and over these warmer waters. In the next video, guys, we've got some more evidence that was sent to me about the tilting of the planet and the movement of the intertropical convergence zone about 150 miles north. I'll have that in the next video. It may be in the morning. Very interesting, and it's satellite imaging that shows a lot of that movement. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.